It is September 18th, 2013. I am doing my first YouTube video update for the first time in quite a few months. I have been getting over short-term depression. Long story short, I'm getting over it and things are going fine. God has His plans for me. Some people may think it's a sickness, but for me, it's a blessing in disguise. As far as everything in general goes, like in the media and politics, things are the same as usual. They will make up anything to gain your intriguement. The thing in Libya will never be solved. They will always bullshit their way through it. Now, all of a sudden, you got this thing in Syria that the U.S. thinks it has a moral obligation to get involved with. It's another distraction for Obama to use as a form of getting away from the real issues. You got a 16.5 going on $17 trillion deficit. You got a 17% unemployment rate, and all the El Presidente, the first nigga in office, cares about is Syria. He has a deficit to take care of. He has unemployment to take care of. He hasn't done shit in 4.5 years. All he cares about is doing his own circus sideshows while claiming everyone else is making them to distract from the real issues. Like, for example, Obama called Donald Trump a circus sideshow carnival barker because he didn't want to have to admit that the son of a bitch wasn't born in the U.S. When in reality, he was born in Kenya, and Donald Trump wanted to prove it. But, as per usual, Obama ignored it. So now, considering a lot of shit going on in the U.S. by itself, Obama is using Syria as a form of distraction to distract everyone from the real issues. Unemployment, the deficit, if it actually exists, and the welfare rate. Yeah, you got a lot of these blacks and you got a lot of these Spanish people going on welfare because they decide to knock out a kid to get a free check. But yet they'll cry out racism if you don't give it to them. But they don't cry out racism when white people haven't gotten a pot to piss in and need a welfare check to subsidize until they can get something that's actually livable. We're not talking about the white trash that live off of welfare because they're too lazy to get up their lazy asses and do something. We're talking about white people who are in depression or unable to work or are in between employment positions and they can't get anything, so they have to go on either welfare or unemployment to get something to live off of, so that way they can pay their bills. But Obama doesn't give a shit about that. He just cares about Syria. I am still waiting to see Eric Holder go to prison for selling guns to the terrorists, because normally, in the planet of politics, if it were you or me, we would have gotten sent to prison even before the bastard gave the terrorists the guns. I mean, just even the notion of it, we'd all be in prison. But this nigga in office sells it to them, and Obama, the other nigga in office, hence the politically correct liberal context of the nigga word, they both don't give a shit. They both pawn each other, and they forget about the whole thing. Hypothetically, why is that? Even though we all know why that is, because it's a hypocritical communistic government where every single media individual and its audience advertises as the best country on the planet, but meantime, no one in that realm has given any type of shred or evidence of the US being the greatest country on the planet. Because if you look at the other countries, they're educated. The US shows no evidence of being educated. You get shit shows like quote-unquote reality TV shows that are completely scripted. Prove me otherwise. This is another form of distraction in the US society. They will do anything to distract you from the real issues. But the minute a fucking election comes along, they will advertise the shit out of it and then fuck you over later on. And then use sideshow clown in order to distract you from the real issues. Now, as far as the media goes, it's the same shit. The media takes care of politics, and the politics takes care of the media. You ever notice that no one is suing for slander? But yet, if I told you that I didn't get over 9 lawsuit threats from what I'm doing, I'd be lying to you. Normally when someone talks about someone, or writes something about something, or someone, that is false, you get sued for slander, the whole spiel. In the planet of politics, it's all gossip. This one says one thing, the other one says another, and they make a living off of arguing. Let me tell you something, okay? Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar may hate Bill O'Reilly, but I guarantee you, they are very much coexistent. Bill O'Reilly may hate a lot of the liberals. He's very much coexistent with them. Otherwise, he wouldn't be having them on there on his show all the time. Joy Behar, from what I heard, supposedly left The View because she supposedly didn't have enough room to argue. The media says that Whoopi Goldberg supposedly had a fight with someone. We have no evidence of it. Those of you who are wondering what the hell I'm talking about, this is the kind of mentality that society and the media has. For the past 3 minutes, I have been going from one issue to another. I bet you any amount of money, with no fault of your own, you probably couldn't even tell me what the hell I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about because I'm just explaining what's going on in the media. The media is built up on gossip. Politics is built up on gossip and what they can get away with. It's legally illegal for them to kill someone for political excuses. Yet it's totally illegal for you to murder someone. Besides being immoral, you go to prison, they don't. I also heard that Barbara Walters was quitting The View too. Is she quitting? Or is she becoming the owner of the whole show? We're talking owner. Not producer, not director. Or the CEO. We're talking owner. Is she talking about being the owner of the show and then going on another one to get more of a paycheck? To get $16 million a year instead of $8? Or is she just taking a break from the show? The politics and everything is, in general, it's getting really, boring. Yeah, there are times when I watch politics like The Five, O'Reilly Factor, and The Talk, and Fox and Friends in the morning. I watch them to get a good laugh, but there are also moments where it's just too stupid to watch. Everything is formed in a question. No one has used common sense for the past, since 2003 actually. Everything is always in form of a question. Well, this one cheated on who? This one cheated on this individual. Should they be forgiven or should she divorce them? Well, guess what? I actually heard something similar to that on The Talk one time with them relating to someone having an affair If you want me to take you seriously, use your common sense. This is why society is getting brain dead, because everything is always questioned. But yet, the minute you mention a fact, you're called a verbal terrorist because they want to argue against it, all for the sake of making the show dramatized for ratings. And notice this past week, the staff members on the talk all of a sudden are revealing that their personal, valuable, deepest fears or something the audience doesn't know about them. That was a total false advertisement. But yet, the shit that they said, I'm not surprised. They're all of those staff members are so messed up. Yeah, go figure. One has psychological problems. Which celebrity doesn't have a psychological problem? Which individual in the media doesn't have a psychological problem? I tell you something, one thing, I've been taping them, and they are horrible actors. They are so artificial, it's nauseating. Same thing with politics. The media and politics are so artificial, it is actually nauseating, because they say things and they actually consider you. They're so stupid, they actually consider you stupid. Or they are so stupid, they train you to be stupid. You see, now I'll save that for the Facebook and Twitter segment on part 2 on here.